Okay, I have a bunch of stuff on my table, and in this video I'll be breaking down what all this stuff is for and what they do and how they help my PC's performance. So before I forget, this video is being sponsored by Arrow House Studio. So Arrow House Studio is a studio based in Lagos, Nigeria, where you can shoot your content from your podcast, your product review, and so on and so forth. So links to the website of the studio will be attached in the description below. Alright, so I have on my table the Corsair Vengeance Pro. This comes with 16GB of RAM in 2 slots, so which is approximately 32GB of RAM. And finally, I'm getting a second GPU. So I've been using the RTX 3060 Ti for a while now, and this time I added a second powerhouse. The 3060 has been good for me. It helps my rendering, my video editing process, and my animation, and it helps speed up my work process. So I wanted to see how it would feel, or how it would look like if I add a second one, just trying to give my PC a little fire, So we'll be unboxing this, but before we unbox this, I would like to do a little talk about what this actually does in a computer. Before we get to this too, let's talk about this guy. So this is a PSU. What does a PSU stand for? A PSU stands for power supply unit. Now, a power supply unit is one of the most important parts of your computer. This, like its name, stands for power supply unit. This supplies the computer power. Now what this does is it converts AC currents to DC current. Now DC currents are currents that the computer's components can work with. Basically, it just converts the AC current, which is super powerful for the computer components to work with. So it breaks it down and steps it down to its level. So the components like the RAM, like the GPU, the processor, the SSDs, and so on and so forth. So this is Dark Power 12. Now this is a 750 watt power supply and very silent. If this thing is on, you won't even know that it's on. So it comes with a cooling system, like very powerful fan that helps keep the heat out, and inside the PSU will be as cool as possible. Why I brought this into discussion is before you get to this, you actually need a power supply. And you need a power supply that is strong enough to power this. Now this is the GPU. What does the GPU stand for? It stands for graphics processing unit. What does a GPU do? A GPU helps the system, or helps the CPU to process everything graphics, everything pictures, videos, maybe 3D or 2D. So this is a GPU, and it just acts as a support to the central processing unit to take off some work from the CPU and help out. So how does the GPU work? A GPU uses some mathematical calculations to render everything graphics in your system, from video game graphics to 3D or 2D. So whatever you're into, as long as it's graphics, the GPU helps power that, makes that faster. Now to the RAM. Now this is a RAM. What does a RAM stand for? RAM stands for a random access memory. Now what does the random access memory do in the computer? It helps to quickly store information while the computer is working. It basically means your computer can operate various lines of softwares at the same time and be able to communicate with those softwares. So this helps share the work amongst those softwares. So having this paired up with this is absolute fire. Straight to the unboxing. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. So this is NVIDIA RTX 3060 Ti. Now this is in no way sponsored by these brands, which I would love to be sponsored by them one day. If you guys all subscribe to this channel, show me some support. Come on, turn on the post notification bell so that you get notified anytime I drop videos like this. And you can also leave comments in the comment section. Tell me what kind of video you want to see, or what kind of video you want me to talk about or to make. Now I have one of this already in my workstation. So before you install a GPU in your system, make sure you have the right PSU or the right power supply unit. Now it states here that you need a power supply of 600 watts for this to work comfortably. Come on, I have 750 here from Be Quiet, dark power 12. So this is 750 watts, so this guy can handle it. So guys, this is what the GPU looks like. Interesting, right? Now unboxing this, the dark power 12. Let's see what this comes with. Very unique packaging here. So guys, I have successfully upgraded my system from 32 gig RAM to 64 gig RAM and from 1 GPU to 2 GPUs. Let's see what that looks like. So it's now 64 gigabytes of RAM. That's powerful. And for my GPU, you can see it here. I have 2 GPUs now. We can come to Task Manager, on the performance, and I have 2 GPUs now running. So the next step is to test it on rendering and see what it will look like, right? I'm going to render with 1 GPU and see how fast it takes for my system to render an image with 1 GPU. Then next I'll compare it with rendering with 2 GPUs and see how fast it takes. Cycles, GPU. So let's render out this image and see. Wow, so guys, at 4K resolution to render this image took about 53 seconds. Now let's turn off one. So guys, you could see that rendering on a single GPU took about 1 minute 14 seconds for just this same image to render. So of course 2 GPUs faster. The time might not look fast enough, but trust me, when you're rendering a very heavy scene, that's when the gap begins to increase. So for now, this is just a basic scene, so you might not really see the difference. It's just about 20 seconds or more difference, so you might not really notice that. But when you're rendering heavy scenes, that's when you really notice that there's a difference between rendering on a single GPU and rendering on multiple GPUs. So this was a very wonderful one. I'm quite happy with the upgrade and how the images turned out and the time test. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. See you guys in the next one. Peace.